You park in the alley.
Yeah.
And you put on a wool cap and gloves.
In the hypothetical, I put on a cap and gloves.
Right.
Yeah.
And you reached under the seat for?
A knife.
Years ago next week, it became a searing American flashpoint. The verdict in the O.J. Simpson murder trial. That courtroom saga was broadcast all day, every day to an audience of millions. But you never heard Simpson speak. He never testified. Tonight, you will see O.J. Simpson in an entirely different way. You will see him forced to answer questions about what happened the night his ex-wife and her friend were killed from VHS tapes waiting in that underground garage. You'll hear from everyone, from Kris Jenner to O.J.'s friends, and from those who swore to bring him to some kind of justice. Will what you hear tonight change the way you look at O.J. Simpson? Take a look and see.
Attention all units and stations. Attempt to locate 187 suspect.
June 17th, 1994.
Plate 3 Delta Hotel unit. Subject's last name is Simpson.
It's 7 p.m. on Friday night.
At this moment, a car chase is going on.
We now go to a special report.
I'm Peter Jennings at ABC News headquarters. Let's immediately go to a picture in Los Angeles. We're interrupting 2020.
And every single television network
we are looking at pictures of Al Cowling's cars
is fixated on a single image.
Down there on the ground is a white Ford Bronco.
Dozens of police cars are in pursuit.
In the number 3 lane at approximately 30 miles an hour.
An armada of news choppers broadcasting live to 95 million people.
There are about 15 California Highway Patrol cars.
In the backseat is O.J. Simpson, beloved sports hero and movie star, with a loaded gun pointed at his own head.
It was mesmerizing.
People are stopped alongside the road.
You could not stop watching. O.J. Simpson is in a Bronco.
Driving slowly
with people on the sides of the road.
Waving and calling out his name.
It was crazy.
His friend, A.C. Cowlings, is behind the wheel.
This is A.C. I have O.J. in the car. He's still alive, but he got a gun to his head.
After a 2-hour chase, the Bronco pulls into Simpson's Brentwood mansion.
Here he is now. Here's the car pulling into the driveway.
Simpson is arrested and charged with murder. It was 5 days earlier when his ex-wife, Nicole Simpson, and her friend Ron Goldman were discovered murdered. Nicole's throat slashed. She was nearly decapitated outside her condominium. It was news that spawned a media frenzy.
The body of 34-year-old Nicole Brown Simpson, ex-wife of O.J. Simpson, was found after midnight.
Tanya Brown is Nicole's youngest sister.
All I remember is turning on the news that morning, and there was a white sheet over Nicole, and all I remember is my mom saying, "That's my kid."
I remember just kind of falling to the floor. I don't know if I screamed out loud. I felt like I was screaming. It just, everything started to spiral.
Kim Goldman's brother, Ron, had been stabbed more than 20 times. His father, Fred Goldman.
It was devastating. He was always a good kid. He was fun. He had a good sense of humor, always laughing.
He had a good heart.
He had a good heart.
O.J. Simpson was the prime suspect from
moment one
in this case.
As police gather evidence, things are looking bad for O.J. Simpson, and he knows it. He seeks refuge at his friend lawyer Robert Kardashian's house. Kardashian later told author and filmmaker Lawrence Schiller what happened in the hours before that infamous Bronco chase.
He was sitting there with a gun and his pictures of his kids and of Nicole. And then OJ said, I'm gonna kill myself in this room. And I said, you can't. I said, this is my daughter's bedroom.
He first wanted to kill himself in Kim Kardashian's bedroom.
Right, Kimmy's bedroom, yeah.
And Robert said, you can't kill yourself here. My little girl Kim sleeps here.
Yeah.
I can't have my little girl in this bedroom, and every time I come in here, I'm gonna see your body.
Simpson would later explain in his deposition why he then left in the white Bronco.
You left the Kardashian residence in Mr. Cowling's Bronco, correct?
Correct.
And did you tell anyone that you were going?
No,
Why did you leave?
because I wanted to go to Nicole's grave.
He says he wanted to kill himself at her final resting place. It is an image of Simpson that for the public that revered him seemed unfathomable. He was an American icon, his story the American dream. He grew up in the projects of San Francisco and became a record-setting NFL running back and Hall of Famer. And then a lovable hit on the silver screen. With his looks and his charm,
Here's a few tips on how to get out of an airport fast.
he became a master pitchman.
Go, Juice, go!
He had endorsements, and he was very well loved by everyone who he ran into.
Kris Jenner is a ubiquitous television personality today, but in 1994, she is the ex-wife of Robert Kardashian and the mother of 4 young Kardashians who will eventually achieve their own modest measure of fame. She and Robert were close friends with O.J. Simpson.
O.J. was one of the groomsmen at my wedding.
Kris helped O.J. call the beautiful blonde waitress named Nicole Brown that he had met at a Beverly Hills restaurant.
Nicole was how old at the time?
18.
And you were how old?
I believe 28, 29 maybe.
29.
Yeah.
Were you married?
Yes.
But 2 years later, he was divorced, and in 1985, he and Nicole were married and had 2 children, Sydney and Justin.
We all bonded. There was great chemistry. It was great friendship, a great life.
Nicole's sister Tanya was just 7 years old when Nicole met O.J.
What were your memories of O.J.? I mean, you called him Uncle O.J.
The O.J. I knew, he was fun, laid back, kind, sweet. I never heard them fight.
But there were secrets behind the red carpet smiles. By 1992, they are divorced. And by 1995, the O.J. known for his charm was in a courtroom charged with murder.
There's Nicole, and there's Goldman.
The scene outside the courtroom got crazy. Every day,
Look, here it is.
there were people hawking items to buy. There were baseball caps with the names of all the lawyers on them.
Seriously?
There was a Judge Ito Jello mold.
A Judge Ito Jello mold?
And there was screaming and yelling and...
OJ did it.
Inside the courtroom, prosecutors try to prove that O.J. Simpson was a serial abuser, violently beating Nicole during their marriage of 7 years. Their evidence includes these photographs of a bruised and beaten Nicole, and there are the harrowing 911 calls she made asking for help.
911 emergency.
Can you get someone over here now to 325 Gretna Green? He's back. Please.
Well, okay, what does he look like?
He's O.J. Simpson. I think you know his record. Could you just send somebody over here? He's going nuts.
Just stay on the line.
I don't want to stay on the line. He's going to beat the...
Wait a minute, wait.
Her voice pleading for somebody to come to her house, that was so shocking to me because I had never heard that before.
Lost in all the attention paid to the Simpsons' turbulent marriage is the other murder victim.
He was always referred to as the other victim, and that really drove me bananas. And I remember watching the television always yelling, his name is Ron, he's got a name.
He had a name and a job at the restaurant at which Nicole had dinner with her family the night of the murders. Ron was returning a pair of glasses that had been left behind to Nicole's house. His father believes he arrived just at the time Nicole was under attack.
He could have run
Right, but
away.
he didn't. It wouldn't have been who Ron was. He wouldn't have run away. He would have wanted to help.
The Goldmans are convinced the case against O.J. Simpson is a slam dunk. In addition to the history of domestic abuse, there is an avalanche of forensic evidence connecting Simpson to the crime scene. A suspicious cut on his left hand, his blood, his hair, clothing fibers, and DNA are all at the murder scene, along with a size 12 shoe print, OJ size. And in his Bronco, blood consistent with Ron and Nicole's blood. And in his bedroom, a pair of socks with Nicole's blood.
And the results of the analysis of that blood confirms Orenthal James Simpson took her very life.
Every piece of evidence pointed to OJ. There was no identifiable other suspects except for OJ.
Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of the crime of murder.
All right, Graveyard Shift family. We are in the Brentwood area neighborhood in Los Angeles, and we're here on South Bundy Drive, and we're headed to walking towards what was once 875 South Bundy Drive, which is now 879 South Bundy Drive, which is the exact location that Ronald Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson were tragically murdered. So as you can see, this is a quiet neighborhood. It's really, really nice. Nice properties. Seems to be a pretty expensive neighborhood. But literally that night that the murders happened, man, I can only imagine how like loud and crazy this block was. But here, let me show you. So these are the properties on South Bundy Drive. These are the neighbors. But this is what's crazy. So I'm gonna show you nowadays photos, or now footage and past photos of the same area so you can see the difference. But this is where it happened at, right here, guys. This is not the exact walkway that it happened. It's been remodeled and moved. The exact walkway was actually to the left of this, where the murders took place. So there's a lot of shrubbery and trees here now, but literally right to the left of this walkway is where the bodies were found. And yeah, I will show you. Let me show you this. So I'm gonna show you how it matches up to the pictures. So where she lived back in the day, they changed the entrance to the house. This is the entrance of the house now. So this is the entrance, the current day entrance to the house that Nicole Brown Simpson was living in. But back then in 1994, the entrance was actually right here. Which this isn't the walkway. It was literally to the left of the walkway. So I'm going to show you a picture so you can see the alignment of these two areas. Okay, in this present day video, you can see two distinguishing factors that align with the property now and what it was back in 1994. The sun is bright, so it's kind of hard to see. But I'm going to show you. If you look here, you see this palm tree and this drainage hole right here. These two things are what encompasses both ends of the entrance to Nicole Brown's house where she was murdered. So I'm going to pull up a photo so you can see that literally it is between this tree and this drainage hole right here. Literally, palm tree, drainage hole, and right there is where the murders happened. See if we can get across the street. Cybertruck. So So here, literally, you can see drainage hole, tree, and right here is the exact spot where the bodies were found. I get why they changed the whole area up and added trees. Nobody probably wants to live and see that same, spot over and over again. There you have it, graveyard family. The exact location. A tragedy that's been ringing for 30 years. And people still live there. At least people can't walk through that area anymore. I just want to take you guys to the exact location so you could see where it happened, see how it's changed, see how the world just tries to move on. Let me see if I can take you to one more place. Let's go. So according to reports, they say whoever committed that crime came through that gate. And that's how they were able to attack Nicole and Ronald Goldman. So they came through that gate right there, went through the side of the house, and was able to attack them in the front. This is the back of the house. All right, family, we are here on the corner of Gorman and what street is this? San Vicente. And this is the exact location, this building here, where the old Mezzaluna Cafe used to be. And this is the cafe that Ronald Goldman was actually working at, where Nicole Brown left her glasses, or her mother's glasses, and he essentially took them from here, walked to her house to drop them off. And this is the building right here that used to be a restaurant where Nicole Brown Simpson frequented and Ronald Goldman actually worked. Let's look. It's crazy how times change, people change, buildings change. But this once was a restaurant. And Nicole and people would walk to and from. This is literally walking distance from where the murders happened. And this is where Mr. Goldman was a waiter. Just a piece of history now, turned into the Shade Store. What's going on, Graveyard Shift family? It's your fearless shift leader. And I am here in Lake Forest, California. I'm standing in the shade right now. But we are at the Ascension Cemetery in Lake Forest, California. And I'm here today because I am going to attempt to try to have a conversation with Miss Nicole Brown Simpson. Now, I was very, very young when this case first happened. I think she might have passed away maybe in 94. So in 94, I was, 9? So I might have been like in the 4th grade. But I vividly remember walking down the hallway of my private school that I went to in the 4th grade. And when the verdict came out, all the teachers rushed into the hallway and they were just pissed that OJ got off. And it was just really, really interesting to me just to see just the wave. I remember just the wave of just like those that thought OJ did it and those that thought OJ didn't do it. So, and I think even to this day, everyone has their suspicions and has their theories, including myself. I'm not here today to put forth my opinions on if OJ did or did not do it. I'm here to ask questions and get down to the bottom of it. So I thought, what better way to do so than to literally come out to California and just pay our respect to Miss Nicole Brown Simpson. Just give her an update on what's been going on and just see if she would be willing to have a conversation with us. And if she chooses to, I am going to ask her who did it. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It's like this case was just very, very instrumental in the way a lot of things were just handled and changed, I feel like, in the media, in the law arena. Like, I just feel like if the glove don't fit, you must acquit, like rang bells in courtrooms across like the world. Look at this. I think this is so cool. I think these are 3 little kids, but just the family has their area decorated so nice. I like these. I know I told y'all when it's my time, I want to be put up in a mausoleum. Build me a 5-story mausoleum and don't let nobody in there but me. And maybe Stacy. Well, I'll think about letting Stacy in there. But I kind of like the VIP section of the club, like this. What do y'all think about the VIP section of the club? Get your own little section. Bottle service at night. Hookahs, sparklers. I kind of like the little sections. But over here, if you are trying to come visit Miss Nicole Brown Simpson, she's very, very, easy to find. But all you have to do is come to the mausoleum area, come to the back of the mausoleum, and literally towards the end, you have her directly in front of the second column or pillar right there. And right here you have, always in our hearts, you have Louis H. Brown Jr., you have Juditha Dita Brown, and you have Nicole Brown Simpson, 1959 to 1994. Nicole Brown Simpson. All right, y'all, let's set up the conversation. All right. How you doing? Mr. Lewis, Miss Juditha, Miss Deedle, Miss Deedle. They got Dita in parentheses, I'm assuming that's your nickname. Then you have the wonderful Miss Nicole Brown Simpson. So I know y'all don't know me, but my name is Dalen, and I'm with a group of people called the Graveyard Shift. And what we do is we come to resting communities like this, and we try to speak to those who may not have been spoken to in a very long time. But what we also do is we revisit a lot of cases in the past that have either remained unsolved or just seem a little sketchy. And as you know, you passed away in 1994. Nicole, I was 9 years old when you passed away. I'm 39 right now. So you passed away literally 30 years ago. People are still to this day remembering you, talking about you. The world every year sees pictures of you. Like, you have not been forgotten 30 years later. Now, a lot has transpired in those 30 years. As of recent, your ex-husband, I'm not sure if y'all divorced or not, but OJ passed away. So I have a lot of questions. And I would love if you would take the time to grace us with your presence and answer some of those questions for us. You can do so by making this machine sound off. I'm gonna set it right here on the side of your stone. And if you feel like communicating, you can just touch anywhere around this antenna. and it will go off, and I will know that you're here. So we can try. Nicole, if you're here, can you make this machine light up and sound by touching the antenna? I know it can be different or interesting or weird, but it is one way for us to kind of just gauge if there is someone here with us. And it shows that I'm not interfering with anything. So again, if you feel like communicating with us or showing us that you're sitting here, by all means, feel free to just touch anywhere around the antenna. Now, there's another way that we can speak, and that's through this speaker. So I'm going to cut on this program, and I can hear you through here. So if you feel like talking, I can hear you through here. If I miss any of your responses, I'm going to go back and listen. And yeah, just know anything that you say will not be missed. It will be heard. So love, love, love. Nicole, I'm going to start this session. I hope that I can get in contact with you. My name is Dalen. Is anyone here with me? Hold on, y'all. Let me cut my... There we go. All right. My bad, Nicole. All right. My name is Dalen. Is there anyone here with me?
Good.
Can you tell me your name, please?
Sure.
I came here to speak to someone specific. Can you tell me who I'm talking to? So I'm close to them. Her. But can she tell me her name? Said why you just know me? Why? Okay. So by you telling me your name, it lets me know that I am actually, one, communicating with someone, and two, you know who I'm trying to communicate with, and three, it just, gets the conversation going. But I would just like, it just gives me a little bit more confirmation. Yeah, so that's all. But I would just like to hear you say your name if possible. So I always ask a few times. So you can ask me that? Okay. So can you tell me your name, please? I feel like a lot of people start saying their names. Okay. So Nicole, are you here? Do you mind if I ask you a few questions? You said you would mind? Okay, so Nicole, I can understand maybe being a little nervous or having some apprehension about this, but I do want you to understand that we come in peace, love, and respect. I'm not trying to exploit your situation or your death. But I'm just genuinely curious. Just genuinely curious. Like, I remember when the verdict came out. I remember when it happened. I remember that. Like, I remember everything about that situation. That unfortunate situation. And I feel like everybody has gotten their voice except for you. And of course, Ronald Goldman, who I am going to go speak to after you. I just feel like literally everybody has gotten their word off except for you. So that's why I'm here. And just to be honest, yeah, hopefully it does get a lot of views. Like, like this, it's a website called YouTube, and it's kind of like you can put your own TV shows on there, and you hope people see it. So I want the world to see it. But again, this is just one of those cases that has always, I feel like, meant something to me. And I don't know why. Again, I don't know why I was so drawn to it in the 4th grade, but I just remember, again, everything so vividly. So, Nicole, I would love to hear from you. I would love to communicate with you. But I won't bug you. I won't bug you. But I will ask you a couple of questions. So now, Nicole, do you mind talking to me?
Well,
did you say there were 2 people? It was 2 people that did what? Did you say killed me?
I thought that's just.
So there were 2 people that attacked you? Is that what you're saying? No. So are you saying that there were 2 people killed that night? So you and Ronald? Did you know the person that did it? Hold on 1 second. Make sure the camera's still rolling. So, Miss Nicole, did you know the person that attacked you? I thought I heard something about he lived with me when he was famous. You said short man, kind of built. Was it OJ?
well.
Nicole, can I get a very clear answer? Did O.J. Simpson kill you? Did you say without a doubt?
What part?
Okay, sound like I gotta go back and listen. And it sounds like she really doesn't probably want to do this conversation, which is fair. So, does that sound about right, Miss Nicole? Do you want me to leave? Did you say actually yes? Okay. I understand. Okay. Can I ask you two more questions though? Okay. I'm about to leave, Nicole, because I know you probably don't want to talk about this, and I know you're probably tired of people talking about it. You said you got your result? Okay. Do you not like when people come visit you? Okay. You said film? I got you. Okay, I appreciate you. Thank you, Miss Nicole. So, let me tell you what I got from this, y'all. Let me get on up out of here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. All right, Graveyard Shift family. Let me tell you what I got from that. It feels like she feels like she's just been exploited throughout this whole situation, even in her death. And I guess she feels like maybe I'm not genuine because I'm filming the interaction, which is fair. So I'm not just some guy who's just over here trying to find out. I'm some guy who's trying to profit off of her situation, which is fair, which is 100% fair. And I can see that side for sure. So I respect it. Hey, listen, man, I'm the type of guy, man. Hey, listen, I don't lie to myself, and I can accept how others feel about me and what I do. And that's real. That is real. That's real, man. Because think about it. I feel like her whole existence has been monetized for others. All the shows, all the movies, everything has been like overly monetized. And probably her and her people got nothing for it. You know what I'm saying? So even me coming out there and posting a video on my YouTube channel, even if it make $20, it's like, that ain't my $20. It's like so I feel her. So it was almost like, look, I'm not going to play these games with you. Here's the answer. That's what you came for. Get up out of here. But there is a pinwheel. So before we get up out of here, y'all already know. My name's Dalen. Can you stop the pinwheel for me? I appreciate you. I appreciate you. It seems like I love pinwheels. I feel like every wrestling community should have a pinwheel. Every wrestling community should have its own, like, I mean, not every wrestling community, but every plot should have a pinwheel for communication purposes. I'm not sure who you... We have Mary Jane Bowert. And we have Grammy. I mean, we have Suzanne. So we got Susie and Mary Jane. I'm not sure which one I'm speaking to, ladies. But I hope both of you are resting well. Both of you are resting well. Can y'all stop the pinwheel for me? Look at y'all. Ladies, I hope y'all are resting well. I'm with a group of people called the Graveyard Shift, and we just wanted to come show y'all some love. I hope you ladies are resting well. Blah, 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 blah. Hope you ladies are resting well. Love, love. At least I sped up. Thank you, ladies. Booyah. But see, that again, the energy is just different. The same way Miss Nicole maybe didn't want to speak to us for whatever reason. Those two ladies over there seem to be very, very, very happy with our presence. So you never know, but you got to take the good with the bad and take everybody's emotions and make them just as important as the next. Off to the next one. Love, love, love. What's going on, family? I am here in Westlake Village, California, and I am at this resting community. It's called the Pierce Brothers, I think, Memorial Park. Something like that. I'll write the name on the bottom of the screen, y'all. But I am here to see if we can get in contact with Mr. Ronald Goldman. So if you don't know, or if you need me to, jog your memory, Ronald Goldman was the young gentleman who unfortunately lost his life alongside Nicole Brown Simpson that night in 1994. So from my understanding of the story, it seems as if maybe Nicole was eating at a restaurant, and apparently either her or her mother left a pair of glasses. And they say Mr. Ronald Goldman, who was working at the restaurant, grabbed the glasses and took the walk to Nicole's house to drop them back off. And that's where he and her were met by whoever it was that took their lives that night. So to this day, again, OJ was arrested for it, but he was acquitted from it or found not guilty. And no one else has been found guilty of that crime since. So depending on where I place this video, I either have already talked to Nicole or I'm about to go talk to Nicole. So yeah. I'm curious to see Mr. Goldman. I'm probably gonna put this after I talk to Nicole, to be honest. Okay, y'all. So I've already talked to Nicole and we saw how that session went. It seemed as though she really didn't want to talk about the situation too much, but for her own personal reasons, which is rightfully so. We didn't push it. We didn't push the envelope. We asked a few times and we got up out of there. But now it's time for us to do the same thing with Mr. Goldman. Maybe the energy will be a little bit different. Maybe he will expound on what happened more. Maybe he'll be more open to talk to us. So I'm just going to try. And yeah, so we're here to pay our respect to Mr. Ronald Goldman and to have a conversation with him. So if you're trying to get to Ronald's grave, when you first pull into the cemetery, you literally drive in. And once you cross this first intersection, you can just pull over and park, because he's right here in the first section to the left. The marker can be this big old tree. Yeah, I know I don't know trees, types of trees. But literally he's right up here. It's a beautiful day in California. Someone's over there having a service now. Y'all, life just keeps going, man. Every day people are born and every day people pass away. It's just like one big cycle. Y'all know we gotta stop and holler at anybody that got a picture on their grave. Look at Carol. Hey, girl. Oh, your birthday 3 days after mine. What up, Carol? I hope you're resting well, love. Blessings to you. Love, love, love. But here we are, right here, resting. It's Mr. Ronald Lyle Goldman, July 2nd, 1968 to June 12th, 1994. Hold on, let me see if I can clean this a little bit. Just make sure we can get Ronald cleaned up over here, man. There you go, Big Ron. There you go, brother. Oh man, somebody broke your little heart, man. There you go. There you go. There you go, brother. Brother Ronald. Sound like we play at the same fraternity. Big Brother Ronald. There we go. All right, Ronald. Ron, man, my name is Dalen. And what I do is come to resting communities like this, and I try my best to speak to those who may not have been spoken to in a very long time. I'm here today, man, just to try to communicate with you. I would love to talk to you. I would love to hear from you. I'm just going to be completely honest so you're not caught off guard. I am going to ask some pretty tough questions about what happened the night of June the 12th, but it's not for anything other than knowing just your truth. I would love to communicate with you, Ron, and yeah, I'm about to set up, so let's get to it. Y'all, it feels good out here today. All right, Ronald. This here, my friend, is called a REM pod. And what it can do is it can sound and light up if you touch it. And what that does for me, it just lets me know that you're here with me, Ron. It doesn't hurt you, it doesn't harm you. It just lights up and sounds. So watch. If I set it right here, all you gotta do is come around this antenna and it'll let me know that you're here. So I'm just gonna sit there right there respectfully on your headstone. And if you feel like communicating with me, feel free to touch it. It just lets me know that you're here, Ronald. And it allows our viewers to have another piece of equipment to validate our interaction. So I'm about to open up this program. And what this does is allows me to communicate and talk to you. So if you want to say anything, I can hear you through this speaker. So Ron, I would love to communicate with you. Again, I come in peace, love, and respect, Ron. Okay, here we go. May I please speak to Mr. Ronald Goldman? Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Can you tell me your name just for verification purposes? There's Mary Ellen. But can you tell me your name, please? Sound like it hurt. It's Ron. Something about his parents. Okay, I'm gonna ask you one last time, and then we're gonna move on. Just for clarity, can you say your name loud and clear for me?
Get in.
Okay. Ron, do you mind having a conversation with me? He said maybe I want to. Okay. Oh, shoot. Got bit by ants, y'all. All right. All right. Ants in my pants, y'all. All right. Oh, there are ants everywhere. All right, y'all. Ain't nothing gonna stop us. Nothing is gonna stop us, Ron. Give me a second, brother. Let me get my life together. I got ants in my pants. Oh. All right. To show you how committed I am, Ron, we're gonna do this squat style for as long as we can. Okay, that was about as long as we could. That was about as long as we could, Ron. I ain't gonna lie to you. My legs ain't like they used to be. All right, Ron, hold on. We're gonna figure this out. We might just have to stand up. Let me see. Excuse me, graveyard shift family. Just a little bit of technical difficulties. I want y'all to see Ron in the picture. Hold on. Yeah, the ground isn't level, so I'm trying to not only position this camera, but it's like I'm trying to position the camera on a slope. Maybe we'll do it this way. Maybe we'll do it this way. Maybe there. Okay. Y'all, if y'all can't see me after this, then my bad. It ain't about me, it's about Big Ron. All right. We back to it, Ronald. Now, where were we? Ronald, man, I have a few questions about what happened to you. Do you mind answering them for me? You said sit down now? You want me to get bit by more ants?
Terrible.
Okay. Well, Ron, what I want to know is, why does that I thought I heard Kim Kardashian. Like, why would it say that? Okay, Ron, let's get back into the questions. They say the night of your incident, you were bringing a pair of glasses to Nicole Brown Simpson's house. Is that true? So, okay. People insinuated that you and Nicole had a relationship. Is that true? You said not yet? Okay. Okay. So, you said we waited? Okay. So you did have intentions on trying to date her. Yes. So she had a family, and this is why you were trying to wait? Wow. Wow. Okay. So, what did you think was going to happen that night when you brought those glasses over? Did you think it was going to like give you some cool points with Nicole? You said it did? Hey, y'all, tell me Ronald ain't talking to us right now. Okay, let's go, Ronald. Let's go. Okay. So what happened? Do you know the person that hurt y'all? He did. Can you tell me the name of the person that hurt y'all? Just help me. I'm trying to help, man. Can you tell me the name of the person that harmed you? I haven't heard a name yet, Ronald. Can you tell me the name? Okay. Was it more than one person that attacked you?
Great.
Or was it just one person that hurt you in Nicole? Well, Ronald, how were they able to hurt you both?
I went up here.
Something about you went upstairs and something to your face? You got hit in the face? And you fell? Your life feared? So you feared for your life? So once you got hit, did they immediately stab you? Were you able to fight back? Do you regret going over there that night? Yes. So if you could do everything all over again, what would you have done differently? Stay home? Had you intended on staying home from work that night? Resting? Y'all, I don't know about y'all, but this conversation with Ronald is probably one of the most fluid conversations we've had. If not ever, definitely in a long time. Ronald, you talking like you've been waiting to get stuff off your chest. What are you most upset about, Ronald?
In there.
Well, he's like.
Ronald, let me ask you this. Was O.J. Simpson responsible for your murder? Say yep. Again, these are the words of the speaker box and the person I'm talking to, and not the opinions of Dalen Spratt. So you said it was O.J. that did it. Did he have any help? David? He had help by somebody named David? His son? Black dude? Does OJ have a son named David? Hold on, y'all. Let me Google that. Let me Google that. Hold on one second. Okay, OJ has a son named Jason and Justin. Okay. I was just like, what? It sounded like he said David. Anyway. I don't know. I don't know what we're getting. I don't know if they're saying he had help figuratively, like throughout the process, or like somebody helped him the night of. It's getting windy, y'all. The wind is picking up. Ronald, let me ask you this. Was there a chance for you to get away? See, it was too fast? Did it happen too fast for you to really react?
Terrifying.
See, it was terrifying? Are you upset that you even interacted with Nicole Brown Simpson and got involved with her? I mean, that's just an unfortunate situation, man. So OJ died recently. Have you ran into him on the other side? Have you been able to approach OJ on the other side? So, Ron, let me ask you this. Are you at peace? What would bring you the most peace right now? Okay. Well, Ronald, while we're here, can you make the rim pod go off one time? No. Okay, that's fair. Well, Ron, man, I appreciate your time, brother. Is there anything else you would like to say? All right, Ron. Love. Said, now you're leaving? Yeah, man, I'm finna go ahead and get me some lunch, man. I haven't eaten all day. You seem like you was a cool dude, bro. I would've went and got a drink with you. Yeah. Well, maybe save me one on the other side, brother. I'll catch you later, man. A lot later. Said I might. All right, brother. Bye. Hey, man. Ronald's a cool dude, man. It really seems like he just got caught up in a situation that didn't have anything necessarily to do with him. There was always speculation. Y'all, there are so many ants out here. There was always speculation that maybe Ronald and Nicole were messing around or were entertaining one another. But it seems like they weren't, but you know, his intentions were. But he just didn't get there yet. And yeah, that unfortunate night, you know, the worst, the most unimaginable thing happened. So again, it seems like just a case of wrong place at the wrong time, which is the worst, man. The worst. Because think about it, like the person that whoever did commit the crime, how did they know that Ronald was going to be over there for him to have the intentions of coming over there to kill both? Maybe the person was there to just try to find Nicole. And again, Ronald just happened to be there. Either way, it's unfortunate for everybody involved. But it's really interesting, the straightforward communication that Ronald brought forth. Huh. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section. Who do you think did it? And will the world ever know the truth? Love, love, love. See you next time.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this is going to be a long trial, as you can
In
tell.
what's been called the trial of the century, O.J. Simpson seemed to face an unsurmountable battle.
I've never seen so much evidence against someone in a case that's gone to trial as there was against O.J. Simpson, ever.
Enter the so-called Dream Team, Simpson's all-star defense.
That'll be interesting, I think.
Including Johnny Cochran, Robert Shapiro, F. Lee Bailey, Alan Dershowitz, and of course his most trusted ally, Robert Kardashian. They shift the focus to the Los Angeles Police Department. The strategy?
Mark Furman
accused the police of framing Simpson, mishandling, even planting evidence.
Detective Furman, did you plant or manufacture any evidence in this case? Have you ever falsified a police report? Was the testimony that you gave truthful?
It is an argument that resonates with the mostly black jury, especially the explosive audio of lead detective Mark Furman spouting racist slurs like this.
First thing, anything out of a mouth for the first 5 or 6 sentences is a lie.
Mark Furman is a lying, perjuring, genocidal racist.
The defense sent the jurors' heads spinning.
The defense, in essence, put bad policemen, racist policemen, on trial.
They put the whole police department on trial.
Simpson's attorneys even tried to put his slain ex-wife's reputation on trial, portraying her as a party girl.
These ladies would go out 2, 3, 4 nights a week and stay out till 5 o'clock in the morning. They do whatever they would do.
Simpson did the same in his deposition.
I was told about them all doing drugs at a place called a Monkey Bar.
Mr. Darden?
But perhaps the defense's biggest win is the prosecution's biggest blunder. They ask him to try on the bloody glove found at the scene of the crime. Nearly everyone knows what happens next.
You having a problem placing the glove on his hand?
What were you thinking as you watched this spectacle?
I think the word spectacle is perfect. He had latex gloves on. He was trying on a glove that had been soaked in blood, and he would hold the glove, and he did this. It wasn't yanking at the glove, it was... So, of course, he couldn't get it on.
Author Larry Schiller says there may be another more cunning explanation, that Simpson had arthritis, swelling of the joints, and stopped taking his anti-inflammatory medicine a month before trying on the gloves.
Nobody knows whether it made his hands a little bigger or not.
That bloody glove becomes a rhyming rallying cry for the defense.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
With those iconic words ringing in their ears, the jury makes its decision after nearly 9 months of testimony and not even 4 hours of deliberation.
On this shift, we'll take you right through the verdict.
The jury in the O.J. Simpson case has reached a verdict.
Mr. Simpson has now come back to the courtroom.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of...
Tell me about that moment.
Shock, disbelief. How could they possibly heard all of that evidence and in a handful of hours said, not guilty?
Kim Goldman's sobs fill the courtroom. This is now an indelible image from that time.
Yeah, I'm sad for her. I remember that feeling.
What was the feeling?
Betrayed and just devastated. I just felt like we let my brother down.
Kris Jenner, Robert Kardashian's ex-wife, remembers watching his face as the verdict was announced.
I think he was shocked. He was definitely stunned. I mean, you could look at his face and see it, known him my entire life. I know that, like, he was floored that that was the verdict.
Coffin's full, the mindless mass.
For the nation, the reaction to the verdict is sharply divided along racial lines. You could see white Americans shocked and in disbelief, contrasted with the jubilation of black Americans celebrating the acquittal of O.J. Simpson.
I think a lot of African Americans were focusing less on the evidence against O.J. Simpson and more on the fact that they felt that this case exposed ongoing problems with policing. And as a result, they didn't want these police officers to win.
What was it like to see O.J. Simpson walk out of that courtroom a free man?
Disgusting.
And take a look at this video of an impromptu celebration at Simpson's house. A jubilant Simpson rejoicing at his acquittal.
Yes!
Here he is hugging best friend and Bronco driver A.C. Cowling. He even mocks live television news reports.
Prosecution team, let the killers get away.
For Kim Goldman, the sight of O.J. Simpson as a free man is unbearable. One day, she is driving through a parking lot and stops when she sees him.
And I sat there and I revved the engine and I white-knuckled the steering wheel and I thought, oh my gosh, nobody's around. I could totally take him out.
But instead of vengeance, the Goldman family decides to seek justice again in, of all places, another courtroom. They file a wrongful death lawsuit against Simpson. In a surprise, they lay all their hopes on low-profile 42-year-old Daniel Petrocelli, a business attorney.
This was not your area of expertise, wrongful death.
I was not a criminal lawyer.
This press conference is his first time speaking to reporters ever.
We think that when all is said and done...
You describe having an anxiety attack.
A full-scale anxiety attack. I couldn't swallow. That's when I knew I was in over my head.
Before the news cameras, perhaps.
You do solemnly swear that the testimony...
But when the deposition cameras start rolling...
To help you God?
I do.
Petrocelli is in his natural habitat, locked on his target.
What do you believe happened that night?
Oh, I probably know exactly what happened that night. I think O.J. Simpson came over to that house, pulled his Bronco to the rear of the house, came through that walkway, and Nicole heard something, or she saw something, and she confronted him on the front steps. And for whatever happened there, we'll never know if there's words exchanged, or he simply pushes her or strikes her on the head. But at that point, I think he heard Ron Goldman coming through the front gate, something that he would never be able...
You believe she was struck first?
She'd have to be, just from what the evidence, the way the evidence reads.
Mm-hmm.
There's one real telling part of the evidence. Ron Goldman's shirt had 25 hairs from Nicole on his chest, but there were no hairs from Ron on her body, and that would probably indicate that when he saw her, he ran up to her and cradled her head trying to find out what was wrong with her. I think that's when he was grabbed from the rear by O.J. Simpson, pulled him back into the bushes with his left arm around his throat, and that's probably when the glove was lost. Ron started clawing at his arm, and then he clawed at his head.
And that's when the hat was lost. Mm-hmm. Did you plant the glove?
No, absolutely not.
Could you have planted the glove?
Absolutely impossible.
Why did you take the Fifth Amendment when you were asked by Uhlman, Detective Furman, did you plant or manufacture any evidence in this case? So you were asked, did you plant the glove, and you took the Fifth Amendment?
Believe me, that was the toughest thing that I ever did. But he had several questions prior to that, and a lot of people don't understand the Fifth Amendment. It's not a pick and choose. It's a yes or a no. You take it or you don't. Once you answer a question, you've opened the door for the rest of the questioning.
The chapter 6, is called The Night in Question.
Mm-hmm.
And you write in the book, now picture this and keep in mind that this is
purely
hypothetical.
Hypothetical.
Yes. Why don't you tell me what might have happened on the night of June 12th, 1994? And let's just walk through the night.
Well, first of all, this is very difficult for me to do this. It was very difficult for me because it's hypothetical. I know and I accept the fact that people are going to feel whatever way they're going to feel. You know, they're going to, you know, whatever they want to feel. In the book, the hypothetical is...
Charlie pulls that up.
Charlie. This guy Charlie shows up, the guy who I had recently become friends with, and I don't know why he had been by Nicole's house, but it told me you wouldn't believe what's going on over there. And I remember thinking, well, whatever's going on over there has got to stop, right? So we kind of hooked up together, and you know, I'm kind of broad stroking this. We go over. Get in the Bronco and go over.
Let's just go back and do the details. Where did you park?
Let's do the detail.
You park
in the hypothetical in the alley.
Right. You park in the alley.
Yeah.
And you put on a wool cap and gloves.
In the hypothetical, I put on a cap and gloves.
Right.
Yeah.
And you reached under the seat for?
A knife. I always kept a knife in the car for the crazies and stuff because you can't travel with a gun. And I remember Charlie saying, you ain't bringing that. And I didn't, right? But I believe he took it.
Charlie took the knife?
Yeah. In the book.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the back gate, you go through the back gate?
Yes.
And it was open or broken or?
I don't recall.
Okay.
I go to the front and I'm looking to see what's going on. And I can see that it appears like Nicole had candles all the time. She really did, to keep her overhead down, I think. And music was on, and while I was there, a guy shows up. You know?
So Ron Goldman comes in the back gate.
Yeah, a guy I really didn't recognize. I may have seen him around, but I really didn't recognize him to be anyone. And in the mood I was in, I started having words with him.
He says to you, I just came by to return a pair of glasses. Judy left them at the restaurant.
Yeah, words to that effect, yes.
And he was
I don't know if I believed it or didn't believe it. It was pretty much immaterial because, you know, I was more concerned about everything that was going on, you know, and was fed up with it, I guess. And
you get into a fight. Nicole comes out.
A verbal
fight.
Got a little loud, and by that time, Nicole had come out, and we started having words about who is this guy, why is he here, what's going on.
And she says, this is my house, get the F out of here.
Yes, and which I didn't like because, once again, this is the same person, and if you read the book, you'll see some things that happened in the 2 weeks leading up to this that were very, very irritating, you know. And I think Charlie had followed this guy in, wanted to make sure there was no problem, and he brought the knife.
I've seen so much blood in my life.
Yes.
Covered, you're covered, the scene. Can you describe it?
It's hard for me to describe it, I'm telling you. I don't think any two people could be murdered the way they were without everybody being covered in blood. And of course, I think we've all seen the grisly pictures after. So yeah, I think everything was covered, would have been covered in blood.
And what goes through your mind at a time like that?
I don't know. It's like, what happened?
Right. Mm-hmm. You write about removing a glove before taking the knife from Charlie.
You know, I had no conscious memory of doing that, but obviously I must have because they found the glove there.
And blacking out. Have you ever blacked out before?
Not to my knowledge.
No.
No. Of course, if something like this would take place in anybody's life, if it were to happen, I would imagine it's something that you would probably automatically have trouble wrapping your mind around it. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible.
Graveyard Shift family, before you go, I have to let you know, me and my beautiful wife, Stacy, have just relaunched our channel, Ghosted or Roasted. So if you want to see some of the internet's most terrifying, frightening, spooky, scary clips that I can find and make my wife watch them with me, then please, please click on these videos that I'm about to post here. And yeah, get lost in Ghosted or Roasted. New episodes every Tuesday and Thursday. Love, love, love.